How would you feel if you were the only person in your entire school who knew a popular classmate was about to die? We begin this story at the end, a funeral for a high school girl named Sakura Yamauchi. While the rest of the class is mourning, our protagonist, a boy with zero interest in others, is cooped up in his room, reading a book he borrowed from her. He looks at his phone to see the very last message he ever sent her, a sentence that sounds like a bizarre joke: "I want to eat your pancreas." In today's video, we are breaking down Chapter 1, titled Introverted Classmate, to see how these two total opposites became tied together by a terminal secret. It all started months earlier in a hospital waiting room, where our protagonist stumbled upon a handwritten journal titled Living with Dying. Inside were the words that would change his life forever. "I'm gonna die in a few years. What's wrong with me is my pancreas." Let's dive into the story of how a girl who loved everyone and a boy who loved no one started their journey together. The story begins with a shock. Our protagonist, an unnamed high school boy, lies in his room while the rest of the world attends the funeral of his classmate, Sakura Yamauchi. He didn't go to the wake or the funeral. Instead, he stayed cooped up, reading a book he borrowed from her. He is a boy who seems completely detached from the world around him. His phone buzzes, a message from his mom asking him to cook rice. But his mind is elsewhere. He looks at the last message he ever sent to Sakura. It was just one sentence: "I want to eat your pancreas." Why would anyone send something so strange to a dying girl? To understand that, we have to go back to how they first met. Sakura was the heart of their class, loved by everyone. Our protagonist, however, describes himself as someone with zero interest in people. He believed he was invisible to his classmates and preferred it that way. Their only connection was that they happened to be in the same class, until a chance encounter at a hospital changed everything. Months earlier, the boy was at the hospital for an appendix follow-up. He finds a handwritten book on a waiting room chair titled Living with Dying. Curious, he opens it. It's a journal. The author writes about coming to terms with a terminal illness, specifically, a failing pancreas, and mentions they only have a few years left to live. Suddenly, Sakura appears and tells him, "That's my book." Sakura isn't sad or angry that he found out. In fact, she's incredibly cheerful. She explains that her pancreas is indeed failing and she will die soon, but she's keeping it a secret from everyone except her family. The boy's reaction is blunt. He doesn't offer pity or awkward silence, which Sakura actually appreciates. Because he knows her secret and doesn't treat her like a dying girl, a strange bond begins to form. Back in the school library where they both work as aides, Sakura brings up a show she saw. She explains that in ancient times, people believed that if you had a diseased organ, eating that same organ from an animal would cure you. She jokingly tells him, "I want to eat your pancreas." It's her way of saying she wants to live, but the protagonist, ever the realist, starts explaining the actual biological functions of the pancreas and insulin. As they walk home, the boy asks Sakura why she's spending her last days doing mundane things like tidying a library. Sakura's answer is profound: a day is a day for everyone. Whether you have 80 years or 80 days, the value of a single day spent having fun is the same. She shocks him by demanding they go on a date this Sunday, refusing to take no for an answer. As Sakura walks away, the boy watches her, wondering how many more times she'll be able to walk down this road. For the first time in his life, this introverted classmate feels a spark of curiosity. He decides to try and think more positively about going out on Sunday. This is the beginning of a story about life, death, and the moments in between.
Sakura is dying, but she's the one teaching our protagonist how to live. If you want to see what happens on their Sunday date in Chapter 2, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more manga recaps.